Hey guys, welcome to freebellydanceclasses.com in a coffee talk today, and I am going to be answering somebody's question about how to structure your belly dance practice. So she's talking about, practicing at home or at a studio on her own, and how to structure that so you make sure you get the most benefit out of your practice session. So the way I think about it, and I'm sure it's going to be different for everybody, but what I learned from experience is you got to make sure that you cover quite a few things, not just kind of go to a practice session and focus on one thing, unless there's a reason to do that, like, you are competing or you are doing a show and you're like practicing your choreography, whatever. But if you're just practicing generally to practice and to master your dance and to get better, then you definitely want to make sure you focus on several things rather than just the one thing all the time. What that would do also is it would make it more of an exciting and entertaining practice session rather than a boring one. Because if you focus on one thing, you're going to get tired of it quickly and more likely to give up before, let's say, an hour is over. Okay? So the second thing is also when you go for a practice session, instead of just like practicing, whatever, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to drill. Like a lot of times people think, okay, so I got to start with a little stretching, a little warm up, and then I got to drill. Drill what exactly? Okay, that is important. Don't just drill hip drops, hip kicks, chest drops, because everybody just drills the basics, just go fast, hit the beat, see how you can go slow, fast. Okay, if you want to get a workout, you do that. But if you want to call this a practice session, you want to make sure that whatever you're drilling is actually your weakness. Because I find a lot of times people will focus on their strengths, like they're good at hip drops, they're good at shimmies, at hip kicks, whatever, and then that's what they drill, okay? And they forget that a practice session is actually to work, the goal of it is to work on your weaknesses, not your strengths. So take the things, make sure you make a list of the things that are your weaknesses, and those are the ones you drill. We don't drill our strengths, we drill our weaknesses, okay? So that's a main thing. So make sure you get a good stretch, a good warm up, kind of depending on what you've been doing during the day. Like if you feel like you're warmed up, you don't really need to warm up, right? If you feel like you're a little stiff, you need to stretch, go ahead and stretch. So listen to your body as far as warm up or stretching goes. And then after that, really, if you need to just get your heart rate up, because a lot of times we just kind of need to get that heart rate up. Like we're not tight, like we don't need to necessarily stretch, we just need to warm up. Go for something that's fast, but that doesn't pull hips side to side, okay? Because you can easily injure yourself that way. So things like shimmies, just like drill with shimmies as fast as you can to kind of get your heart rate up. And that will get your heart rate up for sure. So once you get past that and your heart rate is up, then start drilling. That's your next section. And you drill the movements, as I said, that are your weaknesses, okay? So make a list of those and then know that every time you go, those are the ones you drill until you get good at them. And then I would say that the next thing from there is to actually try to see how you can create combinations. And the section where you create combinations has to be not necessarily the movements that you are weak at. Okay, so the entire session doesn't have to be your weaknesses. It could also be your strengths. So you take your movements that you're really good at and then see if you can create a combination with them. And I mean create it. Okay, if you are a beginner, brand new to this art, of course, repeat somebody else's combinations first and see if you can put those two together, because you're still working on transitions between the moves. So borrowing somebody else's combos will be a good idea for you. But if you are trying to take your practice to the next level, then you want to make sure you try to create your own. Okay, use your strength first. Use your moves that you're really good at and try to create combinations with those. And then if you feel like you're comfortable with that, then the next level is to definitely create your own combos, okay? Going for the harder moves from there, okay? So again, a little warm up, a little stretching, and then, as I said, drill the movements that you're weak at, and then create combinations on your own if you're intermediate, and use your easy moves first, the ones you know very well, and then use your weaknesses after that. And then if you are a brand new beginner, then make sure you use somebody else's combos in the beginning just to learn, okay? Now from there, I would say basically really just freestyle, I would say choreograph if you really have a goal, but don't choreograph necessarily without a goal, okay? A choreography is something you would do not necessarily as a practice, but something that you're aiming at a final product. So if you don't have that as a goal, freestyle. play your favorite songs. Don't play just any music, play your favorite songs and just have a blast. Forget everything, connect with the music and just have a great time. And then practice, 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 practice. Don't do the same song over and over. Don't do kind of that because that looks like hard work, you know. Just listen to a bunch of songs that you love and then freestyle to them. And that will be an amazing practice session, I think. So that's what I personally would suggest. That's what I would do. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you do in your practice session, and we could all share ideas here because it's really important to make the max, whether you have a 30-minute session or you have a whole hour or you have even an entire 2 hour in your schedule at home. It's important to know, like, when you decide you're going to practice your belly dancing, what is it that you work on? How do you structure it? How you plan it? Do you even do that? Do you even plan it? Do you even structure it? So it's important to kind of know that and talk about it because you want to get the max out of it and you want to progress in your dancing because that's what makes you feel good, and it also obviously is beneficial for you mentally and physically as well. So don't just kind of stay stagnant to where you're at, okay? And use your practice sessions to progress, not to repeat what you already know. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys do, and it would be great to start a conversation about this. And I'll see you next time in another coffee talk on freebelledanceclasses.com. Bye bye.